Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. So this video we're not gonna do a lot of things, but I just wanna do like an announcement video. The thing is that from the start of this tutorial series, and my intention originally is to build this whole thing piece by piece like I've built it, but I have been doing some research, or I done it actually before. I knew this for a fact before I did the whole project, that people originally start their projects or get the UI done first, and then they move to making the database based upon that UI. And the thing is, I didn't originally start with this same thing. I started kind of from the database, and then I moved on to make the UI for that database to work out with. I guess I did this in the tutorials with you as well. And then I moved again to add in features little by little, or feature by feature, until I completed the whole thing. But I always start by making tables in the database first, and then, so I guess people are not used to that kind of design pattern or like perspective of taking things. So in this one we're gonna do a lot of projects, inshallah, but in this one I'm gonna do it like regular people do. I'm gonna make sure we complete the UI first, and then we move to the whole database thing. So UI first, and then move to database. Yeah. Alright, so the UI, we have sections. We have the settings section, or the students section. This is the first one. And we have the attendance section. We have the fees section, and we have the settings section. And by doing them like this, it will first of all be easy. And by the way, if you take it from the UI and then move on to the database like people used to do, it's way more faster, I guess, than the way I did it, because from my point of view, or from my perspective, it took me a lot of time to do it, and I have found way more problems than I would have if I started with the UI. But قدر الله ما شاء فعل. We're gonna start with the UI in the upcoming projects, inshallah, and we're gonna see where's that gonna take us. So in order for us to finish this project fast, to move on to another thing, I'm gonna go with the UI and then move to the database, because, and again, I'm not doing this just to make this whole thing fast and then move to another thing, but it's actually because the most important things of a PyQt application, PyQt5 application, we have already covered in the previous videos so far. So the next things will just be the completion, or the complete set of videos to complete the whole project. And the upcoming projects, inshallah, will not just be about PyQt5 as a way to create graphical user interfaces, but we are just gonna use that probably to make other things. So the idea in the upcoming projects will not be about the Qt library of its own, or on its own. We are gonna make a project that works, and we may or may not include a graphical user interface. Okay, so we actually learn stuff, not just build graphical user interfaces. So I guess this is all for this video, inshallah. So in the next video, I guess, we're gonna make the UI for student. We're gonna complete the whole thing for student, add the picture, all those stuff. We're gonna make that menu, side menu, in the next video, and the one after that, and then move on to the other sections. This way it's gonna be easy to explain stuff like layouts and how to use boxes. There is the trick that I use for the layout that I didn't see much of the YouTubers do it, but it's not that I discovered it my own, but it's a way I learned on my own, because designing the UI is really tricky. So assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.